Hi, I'm Erik Linask here in the TMC newsroom at Interop in Las Vegas. I'm talking this morning with Brad Reinboldt from Network Instruments. Brad, good morning. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start off. Tell me, give me a little perspective on Network Instruments.
Certainly. Well, Erik, Network Instruments is in the application performance monitoring space. And so what that means is we help our customers validate the services they're running on their network. We're also able to look at applications, networking, and infrastructure should issues arise and help them quickly and expeditiously troubleshoot those.
Good. What about any recent announcements or new products that you've come out with?
Well, to kind of tie in the recent product announcements, there's a couple key technologies I wanted to briefly mention. First of all, we bring a real strength to this arena from the standpoint of being able to drive in at packets as they traverse the network and understand exactly what's going on with those applications. So what we do is packets fly by, we capture those packets, we're able to drill into the payload and take a look at how those applications are responding to users. The second piece is that we're able to augment that with our native agent capability, so we can take a look and interrogate devices out there on the network and understand how the hosts are running, as well as the applications running on top of that. And so that ties into some new products we have. Our real claim to fame is our GigaStore product. And it's really the world's fastest packet capture and write-to-disk technology out there. Well, in the last couple of months, we've introduced the GigaStore 10 gigabit warrior speed product. And what that claim to fame really is that for the first time, independently validated, we have a product that can capture full duplex 10 gigabit wire speed traffic. So you can have a link going 100% both ways. We can capture those packets and, more importantly, write those to disk for as long as you want. And for us, that's really important because we're able to leverage that deep dive application technology and apply it post-event as events occur on the network. And it's real important because, for customers in this day and age, we often end up being the backstop to what's going on the network. The firewall fails, the DLP maybe fails. In the end, they know that with our product, they can go out there and see every single conversation, everything else that goes on the network. The other piece I wanted to emphasize is that, GigaStore really brings the capability of both trending that data and summarizing it, because of course I want to pass you 100 million packets, but at the same time, sometimes every single packet counts. And in that case, you want to be able to look down and drill in and say, this was the event, this is the anomaly that caused the application to suffer.
So when you talk about speed, how quickly, if at all, do you foresee a need to bump it up to 40 gig or even 100 gig capabilities?
Well, interestingly, we're talking to customers now and already we're getting those early deployments of 40 gig, and they're talking to us and saying, we're thinking about 40 gigabit. Are you going to be there and ready for us? And I would tell our customers, be assured that we'll be there, and I would tell our competitors, you can expect us to be there, because at 40 and even 100 gig is, I think, closer than a lot of people are willing to realize or accept that soon we'll be running at 100 gigabits, and our GigaStore will be there to capture all the packets when that occurs.
Good, excellent. Now, one of the things that I know that Network Instruments has done again this year is conduct a survey here at Interop. And I know the first set of those results crossed the wires late last night. Tell me a little bit about what you found.
Yeah, certainly. Well, as you know, Erik, we have a real tradition. For a number of years, we've come to Interop to really try to get a heartbeat of these tech-savvy individuals and figure out really what they're doing. You read the trade press, what's going on, but that's talk until people are doing it. And so interestingly, this year, with our survey, we really emphasized the cloud. And right off the press, as you said, over 61% of the attendees here have talked about actually deploying clouds in their environments right now, which is an increase of over 20% from last year. And we consider that very material and also important in terms of how we're going to take our products going forward. The other piece to that, though, is with all these technologies, and you've been in the industry long enough, that there's great promise, there's great savings, but ultimately if the end user experience isn't maintained or ideally improved, it's somewhat for naught. And so there has been some discussion in our survey about lack of visibility and lack of knowing exactly what's going on in that cloud infrastructure, whether it be hybrid, private, and or out there in the public realm. And so there's some concern there with every new technology, be it virtualization or VoIP, exactly how we're going to be able to do that. And our products are there and able to to satisfy that requirement.
So you got into a little bit how the cloud changes that whole network monitoring paradigm. How are you helping, and the concerns that your customers have, how are you helping overcome those concerns?
Well, one of the things is this, from an architecture perspective, our product comes to the table already fairly strong, and the reason is that we're not just agent-based. We're also able to look at packets coming out of that cloud, and when we do, we can drill into the application and figure out, regardless of where it's being hosted, exactly what the client is experiencing. And so, from the standpoint of being able to address those needs and make sure our products are able to help them validate their service, we're there right now. Having said that, we are talking with cloud providers and seeing how we can maybe link in with them to provide even deeper knowledge and intelligence as to exactly what's going on within that infrastructure out there. So it's a brave new world, it's an exciting world, but we've been here before with these technologies, and we'll be there to satisfy our customers' requirements.
So for anybody who's here on the show floor, they'll know that you can't walk more than a couple of booths without bumping into another network monitoring business. What differentiates Network Instruments from the rest of the market?
One of the things I've talked about is just our Gigastore technology. No one else in the industry has been able to match that. And again, some of them will talk about their ability to trend and summarize the data. And as I said earlier, that's very important. And we present that type of information real time. But ultimately, our ability to capture all those packets. The other thing is that we grow by innovation. We don't grow by acquisition. And so all our products truly work seamlessly together. And you see that in our product portfolio. We just have a couple products. There isn't a lot of add-on features. There isn't a lot of added cost. Right out of the box, they could start monitoring and validating and improving their network and application operations.
So we talked a little bit about moving ahead to 40 gig speeds. What else can you tell me about what the future holds for Network Instruments?
Well, again, it's a brave new world, an exciting world. One of the things is telepresence. I know you have a strong background in VoIP, but we talk about telepresence sort of like VoIP on steroids. And so, our products are already there from the standpoint of being able to deliver some capabilities, but there's much more coming, and our customers can expect in the near future that we're going to have a major announcement that really augments and strengthens the products out there. Beyond that, there are things like desktop virtualization, pushing out to the edge. These applications get more and more distributed, and as they get more and more distributed, the ability to really kind of put those pieces together and understand how those applications are running, and ultimately how the end user experience is being monitored. And the other piece about the video is that video is one of those things, those telepresence, the first place they go in is the boardroom. And if it doesn't work, you get that nastygram or that call saying, can you please come up here, we have an issue now. And so for our customers, it's very, very important that as they roll out these telepresence solutions, they work out of the door and work seamlessly.
Well, and you're right, both virtualization and video solutions are being increasingly adopted by the market, so that's going to be well received.
Right.
We've been talking here in the TMC newsroom at Interop in Las Vegas with Brad Reinboldt from Network Instruments. Brad, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.